and something probably happened.
Oh, great. Dude, why am I getting a fucking phone call?
Oh, now it's your turn.
Give me a minute.
Oh, shit.
The thing is, I think we're already live, so you can go take care of that. I will get us introduced to the live viewers who are coming in now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Phantom Racing League YouTube channel for Saturday Night Pro-Am action for race number 11 of the 12-race regular season. Tonight, we are going back to Kansas to, I was going to tie in a Wizard of Oz reference there. I fucking spaced out. Just roll with it. We are back in Kansas. And tonight's race is going to be looking like a fun one here. We got Parley and Walbridge in the booth with me tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. How's everyone doing? Parley, how are you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing good, man. I'm really excited for this race. Kansas is a very entertaining race to watch, but not so entertaining when you're driving on the track.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Kansas used to be a blast with the old cars. Just riding it up against the wall, hanging on for dear life. With these next gens, it's going to be a little bit of a different story. These cars are much more planted up on that top lane. And that top lane, we're going to be talking about it a lot tonight. It's pretty much the only fast way to get around this place. Everyone's going to be lining up there. And it's going to present a lot of challenges to these guys. Like, how are they going to try to get the best out of each other? How are they going to try to set up passes? That sort of thing. So let's begin with trying to see who's in the field tonight. Oh, clicked the wrong one. Let's go ahead and talk about the man who's been stealing all of the headlines in the Phantom Pro-Am series for like the last month. And that is the man who's always on the attack, Mark McAtack, in this number 2 Discount Tires Ford. He is coming off his 7th win of the season, 7th in his 9 starts. That's 5 in a row. This man has been absolutely dominating in this series, and the question is, can he be stopped? That is going to be the question.
That's a very good question. Mark has been, well, like you said, man. The guy's got what, seven wins on the year. And it's almost like when he just finds a way to get his nose to the front and just get a win, either by just a dominant style or just kind of creeping his way through and getting that W. So
yep,
it's tough to say, man.
I should correct myself. I said 5 in a row. He's actually won 4 in a row. He won 3 straight from Gateway, then Texas, and Sonoma. So he's looking to get his 5th straight, and that would be number 8 for him. But let's talk about some drivers that could possibly steal the show for themselves and end the streak, dethrone the king at the top of the tower, Mark McAtack, and maybe possibly someone who's riding on a massive wave.
Oh my god, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, Walbridge.
Welcome,
Wait, are we live?
Yeah.
Dude, my headphones were off. I didn't know we went live. Hello.
Yeah.
That was an all-time greatest introduction ever on Phantom Racing. That was awesome.
So we jumping into qualifying now, I take it?
Yeah, they just finished up, and the point I was going to lead to is driver possibly could challenge Mark McAtack and end his winning streak, a driver that is on a massive wave of momentum, and that is this number 62 of P. Fulton. Got a strong 2nd place last Saturday at Road America, got the hot seat to run with the big boys on Thursday, got a top 5 in there as well. So he's going to be one to look out for in that number 62.
Yeah, Fulton did drive a good race. Definitely kept his nose clean the whole time.
And qualifying is wrapped up, ladies and gentlemen. We will get the results to you in just a quick moment. But first, we want to thank you guys for tuning in on this Saturday night, and want to thank all of our sponsors as well that continue to support us throughout the season. Sponsors like Everything NASCAR, Chris's Auto and Towing LLC, Firelinks Racing Network, the Super Squad, ESMN, and MFF Motorsports, of course, from the very beginning, have supported us. FTR Racing League, the North American Racing Series, MinaPeach.com, and J-Pace Racing, our newest add-on to the list of sponsors. So we welcome them on board with open arms. And let's get to our qualifying results now. MFF Kari in the number 12 car, capturing yet another pole on the year. And Mark McAtack, the man on the hottest streak of them all, will start outside of him in second place. We're getting the invites sent our way.
Yeah,
That's our...
don't join yet, though, right?
Yeah, not yet. They just paused it.
Yeah.
I mean, make sure you guys got
I was listening to Kari, dude. Kari spent a lot of time in practice. He was really working on that setup. He thinks he found something that might give him a good slight edge for this event.
I'm going to make sure, let Ed know that we're ready to go.
Can you, once you guys are in there, can you send me some invites, please?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll send you one.
Thank you. No, man. Walbridge, I echo you on Kari. I know that he's got a really fast car at Kansas, and as it shows, as he has the pole, especially over a guy like Mark McAtack. I'm excited to see how he races. And another driver, too, is Pete Fulton, who has gotten better every single week since he's joined this league, man, and brings to the table, too.
Excuse me. Yeah, no. Yeah, right now it's just about who can really tame this track. It's a multiple groove track, middle low, but at this time it seems like it's that high line is the line that you really want to be able to run.
That is for sure. And the clock's winding down. About 5 seconds, so we should be ready to get going and join the lobby here.
Send an invite, please.
Now, B, we got this. Just trust. All right, I'm in. So invite.
We got
friend
comments
Harley.
in the chat already. Welcome everyone to the live
Yeah,
broadcast.
I also learned out that the chats that happen live don't show up in the comments afterwards, which I'm like, what?
Not at first. They will show up like I guess a couple hours after the stream's cooled down.
They say 24 hours, but I really think it's 12 hours or something like that.
Nah.
Oh no!
What happened?
My thing just crashed. What the hell?
No, dude.
Oh.
What, your game?
Yeah, that was.
Oh shoot.
Well,
I need to send you
there's
another
a couple of cars missing from the track. Portal and Mark McAtack in the grass. The 12 car is teleported back to the pits. I think the field's also dealing with some problems.
Oof.
Here at Kansas, and ladies and gentlemen, is this going to be deja vu of the last time we've been at this track?
Oh no, is there glitch problems at Kansas?
Last time we raced at Kansas Speedway in the Pro Series, we had our first lag storm. A pretty serious one that pretty much halted the whole race, and the race ended up cutting short.
Oh, so we going green? Oh, yeah, no, looks like everybody backed out.
Yeah, so this will give us a chance to regroup. They're going to set up a new lobby, and hopefully this one where the track will be clear, no issues of lag.
Hopefully they keep it tonight, because that would be sick.
And while they do that, I'm going to go back and look through the rest of the starting lineup. And it seems like we only have 10 cars in the field tonight. Again, Kari and Mark, that's your front row. The two Penske Fords will be leading them to green. Starting third is Portal Guy in the number 47. Third in points, will start third on the grid. And outside of him is the number 3 of Macard88 fan. This will be his second start. He made a really strong splash at Road America last week in his debut. He's gonna be one to look out for tonight. Row 3, you got Ultra Citron in the 23 Toyota. And outside of him, MFF Nomad, he's going to be my sleeper pick. I feel like I've watched him race at Kansas. He's pretty good at this track, so keep an eye out for the number 8 RCR Chevrolet of MFF Nomad. Then row 4, we've been talking about him, P. Fulton at number 62 on a strong wave of momentum. He will start inside of row 4. Outside of him will be Keith in the number 55. And then starting shotgun on the field will be MFF Eddo and Yokeman in the 50 car. And we should be getting some invites on our way for this new lobby.
Yeah, no, I got the invite. I think with this 10-car field, you're going to be seeing a lot of guys looking for a really good points day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the guy starting in third, who's also third in points. This could be his chance to pounce on, maybe get a sleeper win with having less competition, maybe.
And it's big for Portal because last week he actually missed last week's race. He had shown it for every single race up until that point, which luckily for him, he didn't seem to lose much ground, but if a good race day, that could get things going back in the right direction for him.
All right, so am I accepting this invite, or?
Not yet. I'll let him know that we're ready. And I'll let him know to send Parley an invite just in case.
Yeah, very true.
Just in case I have another issue, I have another one to back up on.
Mm-hmm. Hi there. I heard someone's cat on the mic.
Yeah, that was mine. He's just being a loud, screamy boy.
I'm getting some invites now.
He's
Thank
a
you.
little orange dummy.
Ladies and gentlemen, our producers. They're the ones pulling the strings, running the show. We got about 20 seconds left on the clock. They look like they paused it again. And I think with them starting this one, they're gonna get everyone. They're gonna have a pace lap to start with, get everyone in their right starting spots, and then go in the restart zone.
Yeah, because this one didn't have a qualifying session. You need an invite?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Hey.
I got a whole lot of invites.
Everybody spam his feed.
Yeah.
This guy ain't missing a thing.
We got fans of Ultra and Mac Attack in the chat. Let us know in the chat who you're going to be rooting for tonight.
Nice. Exciting.
Oh,
Kansas
we're
is
doing it
always
at night,
fun.
baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
Driver's still loading in.
Yeah, it's taking a while. I thought it was just my slow PlayStation,
here we go.
but there we go.
So we're doing that pace lap to set the field?
Yeah, but they gotta see if the lobby's good, and right now I saw a couple of jitters from the field. But they'll probably ride it out, see if it smooths out.
Oh, looks like everybody's smoothing. Oh, the 62 just did a little spin.
Getting those tires
He
warmed
just
up.
he just wanted to warm up the wheels. He looks fine. Everybody looks fine.
Okay, they're lining up. Looks good.
Yeah. So once again, your pole sitter MFF Kari, looking to get his second win of the season. He scored one at Phoenix. Looking to dethrone everyone else in this field. Looking to dethrone Mark McAtack, winner of 7 races on the season. Looking to go for number 8. He will be on the outside. On the front row, then Portal Guy and McCard in the 47 and the 3. Then Ultra and Nomad on row 3. Kari leading them to green flag. We're going racing here at Kansas.
And look at that 12 dive below that white line. Trying to clear the field, and he does. He is set through to the lead as the 47 car of Portal Guy moves straight to second. The 62 also following through to third.
Everyone trying to find their place in line. This is the opportunity to get the track position that you need. Track position is very key at a track like this. They're 3 wide just outside the top 5. Keith with a big run in the 55 further back. We're watching on from Ed's point of view, but Kari looks like he got himself a pretty good lead. Mark McAtack in the 2, who had started on the front row, got mixed out of that whole deal. He has fallen outside of the top 10 relatively quickly, just on the first lap.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of thing with a track like this. You have one bad restart, you're falling through the field. But look at McCard here. That 3 car had something in it. He's all the way up to third right now and fighting for second underneath that 47 car as they go across the start-finish line. Can he get a run on him? Down into turn 1, he's got a run. Can he slide up? No, he can't. The 47 just stays there. The 47 into the wall.
Oh.
Goldman Toulouse, here comes the 8 car to his inside, Nomad! We talked about him before the race, and he's showing up now in the 8.
If you're Kari, you're loving what you're seeing in your mirror right now. These guys are racing really hard, trying to fight for every single spot they can. MFF Nomad taking advantage of the mishap between McCard and Portal. Portal didn't seem to appreciate that. But seems like he didn't get the best out of that deal. McCard remains in third. His car got a little bit tight now. He get Ultra Citron in the 23, setting him up here.
Yeah, he's right on his. That 3's inside, right in that middle line, staying right with that 3 car. 55, though, trying to squeak him down. The 3 uses just that outside momentum. The 55 does as well. That 23 is starting to drop a little bit.
I got to shout out Keith XX running up into 4th place.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
That's
good
exactly
run.
what I
Good
was
start
thinking,
for this
Timmy.
55 car. He's been one of the few drivers in the field that has made every single race. He hasn't had much to show for it, but he continues to show up week in and week out. He has yet to score a top 5 in this league. That could change tonight if he's continuing to run the way he is. But here comes Fulton and Portal to the inside of that 55 into turn 1.
Oh, man, that 62 got a heck of a push to get underneath that 55.
McCard to the wall.
Oh, no, the 3 car. He was in third.
Third, no longer the 3 car to the back. And well out of frame.
What a run he had, but now that 8 car, now the 55 moved him up to P3. He's going to try and fight for a second place spot. What a points day he could have today.
It would be huge. Citron also getting a piece of that wall right in front of Mark McAtack, who is on the apron.
Oh, no, the 2's now down.
What looked like
that
a maneuver.
Just put a whole gap.
What looked like a maneuver to hang back and stay out of trouble ends up biting him in the end.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't want any wall contact to happen up there. But
Keith and Fulton!
Oh, no, the 55 got squeezed. He got a little loose going through the tri-oval, got up into the car and is outside.
And you got this mess at the back. You got 4th place. Those cars were hooking each other on the front stretch. Kari continuing to pull. Well, everyone else, they need to start working together if they're going to try to run them down before we get to our pit stop.
I think that's what you're seeing now between that 8 and the 47. You can see them just now starting to bump draft down that tri-oval. They don't want to mess about. They know that 12 is fast, and they want to get to him as soon as possible.
Here's MFF Nomad Portal. Trying to stay in line with him. I mentioned Nomad at the start of the show. He's kind of my dark horse pick for tonight. He's had some really good results at this track in the past. He's yet to score a win this year. Could that change tonight? He's got some help from the 47. Those are MFF teammates linking together, chasing down another MFF driver who has pretty much been in charge of this race since the drop of the green.
Yeah, and I want to go to the driver in the booth here, over to Parley. Parley, what is it about this outside line that these guys just can find that extra bit with?
Yeah, the outside line, I mean, you get such a good run off of it, and especially with these new cars, it's really hard to try and do the slide job, and makes it a lot more challenging, right? So you almost have to try and side draft on the high lane, where you try and make 2 lanes. But, I mean, if you can stay in that top lane, stick with it. That's how you're going to get your positions.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what you're seeing everybody do right now. Ain't nobody riding that bottom. Even though it's the fastest way around Kansas, it is definitely not. It's the shortest way around Kansas, but it's definitely not the fastest. Ooh, as the 55 gets a little bit sideways coming out of 4.
I've been watching this 55 for about the last lap and a half. Seems like the handling on his car is starting to go away. He's been fighting, wrestling that car, trying to keep it stable, and it's hurting him in the end as this train right by him is leaving the station.
Oh, yeah. No, that 55 is now dropped from a top 5 to now, back to 7th. Oh, and he just skims that outside wall. He is not, that car is just so much of a handful. I don't even know if he can run that outside line effectively at this point.
And now we got Citron and Mark McAtack regrouping after that previous skirmish, now linking together, running 4th and 5th. With P. Fulton right behind him in 6th, who had an incident of his own as well. These guys have met together, but Fulton, he's not willing to wait around. He wants to go. He wants to get the track position now.
Speaking of going, look back up into 2nd. That 47 and the 8 car closing in on that 12. Kari ain't safe.
No,
he's definitely got that 8 car closing in lap by lap.
Yeah, these guys should have at least one pit stop in this stage coming up real soon. I think it's going to be around the halfway point, if I remember correctly. I got to look at the pit rules for this race. I think the fuel window is about 18 laps, if memory serves me right. But we'll double check that.
Oh, so we might have green flag runs or green flag pit stops, you saying? Nice. So those should be coming up here pretty soon because we're on lap 16. That 8 car just trying to catch that 12's draft. He might be able to catch him. He might be able to, oh, what's going on back in the field? Fulton getting a little squirrely. Oh, he has lost that grouping.
I think he might be pitting.
Yeah, he sounds like he's pitting. He's off the gas. He's coming down this time, trying to short pit, trying to get ahead of the field.
Ed saw that. He took notice. He's going to follow suit. That 77 car also on pit road. This could be a way this either is planned or an attempt to stop the bleeding for the 62.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But you can definitely tell that 8 car has caught the draft of that 12 because he doesn't even need the 47's help anymore. They've now spread out between the 3 of them.
Yeah, this top 3 evenly split. Quite a ways away from Mark and Ultra, who run 4th and 5th still. Their pit stop should be underway soon. Ed had an 18-second pit stop, so he definitely had some damage that he needed to fix, and seems like quite a few of these guys are going to have to fix their damage. Kari down to the inside. He's going to pit. Nomad, Portal, the top 3 all coming in. Everybody's coming in. Trying to give each other space, trying not to run each other over.
I knew you were going to see that 55. That 55 needs something done with his car because he just couldn't even run. There was no line he could run in that 55.
I'm going to interrupt here. What is Yokeman 50? Has anybody seen this?
What happened to the 50? He's coming out of the pits now.
This is a new driver. I'm sorry, I didn't know about this guy.
Yeah, this is Yokeman. He made his debut last week at Road America along with McCard. He's been kind of chilling at the back right now, staying out of trouble. Doesn't quite have the pace to run up at the front. But he's going to make an early stop, try to think outside the box here if he wants to get the best finish he can. There he is. That's Yokeman in that number 50 car.
Well,
Yes, sir,
the
Yokeman.
leaders are out of the pits. The 12 car reassumes the lead, I believe, but the 47 leapfrogs the 8. Just comes out ahead of him. They were side by side coming out of pit road.
And things are going to cycle back with everyone serving their pit stops. With Portal now ahead of Nomad, Mark McAtack in that number 2 car gained a lot of time on pit entry. And now he finds himself linked with the top 3. He's closed in on Nomad, and he's going to continue to do so.
Yeah, he's right on that 8 car's bumper. He's going to try and use Nomad to help get him close to that 12 car. They had something going there before that green flag pit stop where they were about this distance away and were able to close on him in like 4 or 5 laps. But the 47 car might be doing that on his own right now.
What a run this would be for Portal. He's been pretty solid all season, running top 3 in the standings. He put in a lot of practice for Bristol 2 weeks ago, had a shot at the win there. Things didn't go according to plan in that race. He's looking for some redemption here tonight.
Yeah, and he's closing right in on that bumper every lap. He is just closing in another car length. He's right there as they go into turn 1. Meanwhile, you got the 8 car closing, and the 2 closing in on both of them.
We're right on board from Nomad's point of view, running in 3rd.
Now, Parley, when you get up to a guy, because the high line is the fastest line, what is the easiest way to get the pass made?
Easiest way to get the pass is if the person in front of you scrapes the wall. Unless if you have an insane run where you're able to send it down the line and just kind of drift up in front of the person that you're passing and block them, I think that's the only way to do it. Again, they're probably testing different things. They're working on their cars, seeing if there's different ways to try to make the pass. So I'm sure there's going to be more than just 2 ways to pass. So I'm excited to see what they're able to do as the race goes on, because they're going to learn about their cars a lot more later in the run.
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say the same thing, but in a simpler way. Like, the best way to make a pass here at Kansas is just, you don't do it. You just let the guy in front of you mess up and just scoot on by. Because it is so difficult. Even if you get a big run down the straightaway or heading into turn 1, you shoot that thing down to the inside, just slide job like Dale Jr. would say. And you gotta hope you clear the guy too. I mean, it's doable. It's not like impossible, but it's very difficult, especially if you're trying to get around a guy that's in the middle of a train where he's got the draft helping him out.
Yeah, it's not even.
When you go. Oh, sorry. You go on.
I'll just. It's not even if you let the guy in front of you hit the wall. It's like if they go into the corner with a little bit too much speed, they just have to let off the gas just a little bit, and that alone could be enough where 2 people can get around you. And the 2 car just gets into the wall there.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, and it's going to be especially hard, especially for the lead, because that 12 car has just been putting on the clinic here. He's led every lap so far, except for green flag pit stops, of course. But I don't know if they have the car not just to get to him, but to get around him when they get there.
So that was your top 4 right there. Citron on an island of his own in 5th. Keith and Fulton were working together. Fulton seems like he's going to let Keith go. And he's going to pit a second time, which is, I'm wondering.
Yeah, the 77's already come down again, too. Ed came down earlier.
Yeah, I saw that on his stream. Now, I got to look at because I didn't find the pit rules. Do they got to pit twice in this stage, or do they got to pit only once?
Yeah, it's 2, 2, and 2.
Okay. Yeah, I missed that. I thought it was just one stop, but I was trying to find. Yeah,
See,
so
now if
these
I'm the
guys got a pit.
47, would it not just be another strategy to fall back a little bit and get the bump draft going, the train going with the 8 and the 2? Would that not help drive a little bit more momentum to help get those 3 to that 12 car?
If it were me, that's what I would do. But it seems like Kari and Nomad have already pulled to the inside. McCard's on pit road already. Portal and Mark are going to stay out on the track for at least another lap. Now, the question is, with, what, like 10 laps to go, maybe 11 to go, I'm not quite sure.
I think it's 10,
How
yeah.
far can these guys stretch their fuel window for their second stop to where they could play with the strategy a little bit? Maybe they don't have to take 4 tires.
Yeah, this would definitely be where if I'm that 47 car, I am dropping back to that 2. I'm doing everything we can to not only stretch this gap a little bit, but also work together and use that draft to put as much space between us and that 12 as possible. So when we come down, that's just one less issue we potentially have to worry about.
And there's that 12 car on the apron already coming out of the pits. Miles ahead of the 8 car. That could be varying strategies. Maybe the 8 car got a penalty. That's to be determined. We'll have to look back on that. And looks like Kari's going to meet up with Keith in the 55. Yokeman's coming out of the pits. Let's get back to Portal and Mark. Mark's still on track. Portal is on pit road now.
Yeah, no, Mark's going to try and stretch this thing out. I think Portal was just trying to get a little bit of an extra run, try and stretch it out just a little longer. I think that 2 car is going to go all the way to the end of the stage, or at least try to, before he pits.
Looks like a splash and go for the 47 car.
Oh,
He was
and
in
as
there
I
for
say
about
that, here
3
comes the 2.
seconds. Yep, 2 cars on pit road. The 47 took a splash of gas. He's already onto the apron now.
Yeah, he's just
Running
wants to stay ahead
running
of that
order's
12.
a little all over the place.
Yeah, I think with that though, the 47 retained that lead that he had. But he's got a 3-car train with the 1250 and the 55 behind him.
It's nice to have a couple of friends along the way. Mark seemed like he was on pit road a little bit longer. I'm not entirely sure I caught the end of it, but it looks like he's going to come out ahead.
Yeah, no, I don't think his was a splash and go. I don't think that's how he did it. Oh, he might have just come out right in front of that 47, I do believe. He did.
And by a lot, he did. As we are now in the closing laps of stage number 1, Mark McAtack is going to come out of the cycle. However, right now the 55 car of Keith has yet to make his second stop, it looks like, because he's currently scored as the race leader.
Huh.
Oh.
Now, this could be a very interesting way for Keith to mix things up here.
Yeah,
He had a
definitely
strong
probably
run, ran
stretch
as
it
high.
out.
Exactly, and he's got a car in front of him. He could save a little bit.
Yeah, use that 12 car.
Comes-
And of course, as soon as we start talking about it,
He went in hard.
Yeah, that's not gonna fly.
that's definitely going to be something to watch. How long is this pit stop going to take?
Probably too long, because I would be shocked if that thing did not speed. That looked a little too hot. Which would be... That'd be a hard thing to come back from for the 55 car, who had started off the race really strong, ran as high as 3rd, was challenging for 2nd. A massive run for Keith early on, but had some issues with the handling. Tried to think outside the box as far as strategy goes, and if the speeding police are going to get him there, that's going to move Mark McAtack back to the lead.
Yeah, that 2 car's on his own little island. He's got Portal and that 47 behind him. But I think if all goes well here with about what, 2 laps to go? Think he might be able to run this stage all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if some other guys took 2 tires, and I think Mac must only just took a fuel, and I think everybody else took right sides. I think.
Yeah, maybe just trying to shoot for that stage win, seeing how he was running 4th. He knew if he took 4, he'd just come out in front of everybody else. So maybe trying to shoot for that stage win, knowing he would have enough of a gap between the rest of the field, seeing how he stayed out a little bit longer, that just go for the stage win and, fight his way back up when they come out after stage 1.
So it looks like maybe 2 laps to go for Mark McIntyre.
Poor little guy, he's got that car sucked up right on the wall. You can just look at the 47 and the 12. They are up against it. You could barely put a book in between their car and the wall.
As we cycle through the rest of the field, see where everyone is at on track relative to each other. We'll get close to the end of the stage, and we'll get the stage results to you as soon as possible. Because right now, I only have one stream to go off of tonight, and that one stream isn't showing me the running results. But I can say with certainty that the 77 car is running 7th. I know that for sure. And that'll be stage 1 in the books. And another thing we know for sure, Mark McAttack, another stage win for this number 2 Ford. And that will be... 1 second, that'll be stage win number 9 for Mark McAttack.
9 stage was... That's insane.
Yeah, he's definitely got something figured out this season.
So Mark McAttack, Portal Guy, Kari, Nomad, Citron, that's your top 5. Then P. Fulton in the 62, 6th. Eddo 7th. Keith hangs on to the lead lap in 8th place. Yokeman in the 50 car will get the free pass. And McCard in the 3 car is a lap down.
That sucks too, because he had such a good run at the start of stage 1. You really thought he was going to have something for these guys.
We'll rack him up here for stage number 2.
And kind of like the way the first stage started there, green flag. This time the 2 car on the point, the 12 car to his outside. They go side by side as they go barreling into turn 1. The 2 car might just have the edge. He's got the help, the 47 giving him the push through turn 1. And now out of turn 2. Who's going to come out the lead there side by side down the backstretch?
Interesting line by Mark to go to the inside into 3 with the car not yet up to speed. The 12 car is going to cross him over, and I was just about to talk about that 12 car. He gained a spot on pit road during the stage break. That's what allowed him to start on the outside of the front row.
Yeah, and just like that, here comes the 8 car Nomad, and as soon as I say that, here comes the 47 to his outside. Looking to take away 3rd, as now that 8 car went from 3rd place, and he's still dropping on the inside line.
Ed aggressively going for 3rd, and Portal's going to pay the price for it. Fulton also gives him a little love tap as they're 3
wide across the line.
Still 3 wide. Turn 1. Someone's got to give.
Can they keep it clean? They do.
8 car with the dive.
They're 3 wide again.
Now the 23 is going to keep it that way.
23 middle, 62 low.
So now it's Kari, Mark McAttack. Ed is now up to 3rd. What a great restart for that 77 car.
Yeah,
Nomad, Portal Guy, who got quite a few love taps there. And that shuffled him back into 5th place. McCard fighting to get back on the lead lap. There he is, next car in line. He's a lap down. So that makes Citron your 6th place runner. Then Fulton, Keith, and Yokeman. And that is your field. As the top 2 cars looking to get some separation from that 77 car. Now Ed is leading this train. He's going to be the one towing them to that duo there. Oh, got a little bit of a mix-up there for 4th place.
Yeah, that 47 definitely trying to make up that ground he lost through all that 3-wide battle, and he went all the way down to 6th or 7th position with everybody going 3 wide. And yet again, though, you see Kari, that 12 car has got something figured out. I told you before this race started, man, he was spending a lot of time in practice trying to narrow this setup for this track so that way he could get the most out of this car, and he has proven to you he found something.
And holding off the man that has been dominating this series since the moment he showed up. Mark McAtack staying in line with the 12 car. And Kari is one of the people that had beat Mark throughout the year. Mark's only lost 2 races this season, and one of those was to Kari at Phoenix. Can Kari do it again here tonight?
If I was these two, I'd be linking up. I wouldn't be trying to make passes at all, because if you look behind them, everybody behind them is lining up.
Yep, you got Ed, though, in the 77 running in 3rd. Portal Citron running 4th and 5th. Nomad and Keith, a little bit of a disagreement on where they should be in line. There's Fulton and McCard. Fulton's in the wall again. Oh, and he hits it again, right in front of McCard, who pulls out of line just in time to avoid hitting him.
Yeah, the 77 bounced off the wall a couple of times when he was coming out of turn 4. He drops to the bottom. The 47 moves to his outside. Portal back to P3. The 23 of Ultra Citron now to his outside. Oh no, the rock drop. That is the 77.
He'll find himself back in line behind the 8 car. Now Portal is going to be the one to lead the charge, and that's a bit of the thing when you got this a kind of a train like this is when you have a car in front of you. Like, the logical thing is to stay in line. The problem is if that car in front of you you worry if they're holding you up and you see the top 2 cars kind of pull away, that kind of creates a bit of a sense of urgency among those cars in that line that think, okay, we got to get going here. So that kind of creates a little bit of a disagreement amongst the field.
Yeah, and you also got to worry, too, is if this guy can hold his own, because you got guys bouncing off the wall coming out of turn 4. That's going to hold you up, too. So it's whether or not that guy can even hold his line, let alone be quick about it.
Yep, and it's very easy to overstep. Especially when the only thing separating you from that is that wall. It's not like, oh, Portal's on the wall, speaking of which.
Oh, man, that just fanned out that whole line. Everybody had to fan out. Meanwhile, the 12 and the 2 stayed straight, but now that 23 Ultra Citron manages to move himself up to P3, move Nomad up to P4 as well.
And now Ultra Citron steps up to bat. And again, just like stage 1,
oh, the 8 car scratched the wall too, going through turns 3 and 4.
And him and Porto are going to be side by side. Where's Ed going to go? Keith hanging tough in that 55, watching this battle go on. He's trying to catch back up with this group.
Yeah, meanwhile, you still got that 12 and the 2, dude. They are on each other's bumpers. They want no part of the cars behind them. They want this race to be between just the 2 of them.
And Mark knows that. He's pretty much staying with that 12 car. Even if he had a much faster car, he knows that him staying in line will make things easier for him and Kari. It'll create some separation from the rest of the field. And it'll keep it between these 2. There's less guys for him to worry about before we hit our first round of pit stops.
Yeah, no, you can just see, though, these guys just have something better than the rest of the field, because the 4-car tandem behind them is just continuing to drop. Now it could be a 5-car. I think that's the 55 that just joined in on this one. Now in behind the 77, maybe just one more car will make it work.
Fulton on pit road.
Yeah, he might kick off the green flag pit stops for this stage.
I want to give some shout outs to Rick Slick, who's in the chat, and also Weed Puffer.
Love
I love that name.
Love the name, dude. That name is sick.
Weed Puffer says, if y'all line up, you will catch the Iridurd.
The leader.
Weed Puffer is currently doing what the name comes up to.
Hey, and who can blame him, right? He is feeling no pain.
Exactly.
He's feeling no pain at all.
It's a
Meanwhile,
Saturday
my
night.
knee is asking for some pain relief.
I have a headache. Prescribe me.
Well, now, I think this line is starting to get a little bit more single file. But the problem is that they just can't get up to each other. Now you got the 77 getting squirrely behind him. The 55 going to his outside, trying to get into the top, 6 now?
Correct. This is for 6th place.
Shout out to Keith, man. Really shout out to him. He's having a great race tonight.
Yeah, I can't say he's been keeping his nose clean, but he's been fighting back from every incident he's been in.
Absolutely. Let's get to Ultra Citron, who started off the season really strong, got a win at Daytona in the season opener, has led the points for the majority of the season until Mark McAtack. Now these guys are going to pit now. This 23 has hit a pretty big slump these last few weeks. He's been finishing outside of the top 5, DNF'd at Bristol.
Oh my God.
Had a rough race at Road America, which I know he was very bummed about because he put a ton of practice in for that race. And I was trying to help him with that track as much as I could, and I know that had to hurt for him last week. So he's looking to right the ship, turn his season back around, and getting things back in the top 5. He was running 3rd. That's going to help things go back in the right direction for him, as him, Portal, Nomad, McCard, Ed, Kari, all these cars are on pit road. The 50 car, Yokeman's on the apron. He's coming in. The 62, he pitted a while ago.
Ooh, a little bit of leapfrog. The 8 car jumps 2 spots out of pit road. He'll be coming out behind that 12 now. As the 2...
He's still on
stayed
pit
out
road.
an extra lap.
Oh, that's right. I missed that. Never mind. Alright, well, I'll keep an eye on this 2 car. We'll see where he cycles out.
He's coming out right now behind McCard.
Ooh.
He might be able to stay out ahead of the 12. The 12 car is coming into turn 1 as he is still on that flat part coming out of turn 2. The 12 car is going to have a run, but will he be able to stay in front of it?
He will.
Into turn 3.
And he's got the tire advantage to keep him there. That 2 car back to the point.
If you can't pass him, pit better than him, I guess. That 2 car now has the lead over that 12, assuming that everybody's pitted.
It appears so. And Weed Puffer says, Indica Dominant Hybrid will help your headache.
Hell yeah. Yeah, sir. I'll also put you into couch for like 2 days. I'm just amazed at these two, though. The 2 and the 12, these guys have been the class of the field this whole race. I mean, the 12 car has been so dominant that the 2 car, who's been on a tear these past couple weeks, has had to resort to pit strategy just to get around him.
We got a pass for position. Keith getting around Fulton. Now Keith pitted with the majority of the field. He's got a tire advantage over the 62, who pitted much earlier. And it looked like the 77's on pit road now, and I'm not sure if this is his second stop or not. I'm not sure exactly where the 47 car is running. He's got a lot of rear end damage to his car.
Yeah, that car on every corner's got a bunch of bumps and scrapes. I mean, even the 23 car of Ultra Citron isn't clean. And I can't tell about the 50 because that car is just paint splattered, so.
Again,
right now
I want
you got the 2 and the 12.
Kari, despite the tired 1 lap difference, he's hanging tough with this 2 car. In fact, he might be closing on him a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely is.
That draft definitely helps. It is a low draft, but you still see the difference there, even if you don't notice it.
Yeah, no, that 12 is. Yeah, that 12 has been right on that 2's bumper.
Even though there's no like actual drafts, like I find with 2-car tandems, but if you're close enough, there seems to be some sort of effect at this track, and you can't really pull away, even though that there doesn't seem to be any draft in the game, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's not a super strong draft that your gauge starts lighting up and your controller or wheel starts vibrating like, oh, it's draft. But you'll still see it. It's not the biggest difference when you're like in a pack, but if it's a line of 2 cars, it's definitely there, even on the low draft setting that these guys are running. And that's how Kari is able to keep up.
Oh, fight for the lead. The 12 car took a look on the inside of that 2 car as they went out of turn 4. Couldn't keep his nose under there, but he's definitely got something for that too.
Kari could be playing with him a little bit, maybe keeping that 2 car on his toes.
Yeah, he's definitely peeking the nose a little bit lower than that 2 car runs. He's definitely like showing him like that he can keep up with him. Now the question is, can he get around him if he wants to?
These 2 remain at tandem and on an island of their own. Everyone else trying to ride out this stint before they make their second stop. I have no idea who's third, but if I were to guess, it's this 8 car of Nomad.
Yeah, Nomad came out second, or behind the 12, so if I'm taking a shot at it too, I would say it's Nomad.
He'd be third. Keith might be in 4th place.
Yeah, because that's Nomad ahead of him.
Yep, and then you got the 50 of Yokeman. He's coming on the pit road now. Now, McCard, we'll keep an eye on that battle, but I want to bring up McCard. He's had a strong debut. He's coming on the pit road as well. He somehow fell behind in stage 1 that caught him a lap down, and Yokeman beat him for the lucky dog, so that trapped him there for this stage. It's going to be... I think he's competing with that 50 car to get his lap back for the final stage and get himself back in the fight. So we'll see if this 3 car can be able to do that.
Yeah, that 12 car has definitely been showing that 2 car he can get around it, but I think right now they're just willing to run this rest of the stage out, doing the tandem.
And you could fit a piece of paper between that 12 car and the wall. He is right on that thing.
Yeah, he's definitely got whatever setup he has. That setup is nailed because he can ride whatever line he wants to in this car, and that 2 car can just only keep him behind him. And going back to McCard, like, you got to think that if he's still that lap down, that hit he took in the wall at the beginning of stage 1, that had to have been significant because he has just not recovered since.
So about 8 laps to go in stage 2. This is your top 2, the 2 and the 12, the 2 Penske cars have pretty much been in control of this race from the start, and they continue to do so right here.
Yeah, no, that 12. He's definitely been showing more of the inside look. I think if he gets a run on him again on that 2 car, he'll definitely be looking to shoot past him for that lead.
Oh, McCard getting around the 77 of Ed, though. And the 50 of Yokeman. Just pointing this out just in case if that's a pass for the free pass once we get to the stage break. Yeah, Rick Slick unable to race tonight. He has been missing quite a few of these races due to his work schedule, but he's been able to run on Thursdays with us the last couple of weeks in the Pro Series, so anytime he's able to race, we look forward to it, and he's been really good. Got a win at Michigan earlier in the year, so now McCard's looking to get around Keith, as I think some of those guys still got to make another stop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we're still waiting on these leaders to pit for their second time around. I think this 2 car is looking to do what he's been doing, stretch that fuel run out, because it's been working for him, but here they come. No, they come both at the same time, the 2 and the 12 onto pit road.
The moment you see that car drop to the inside, that's pretty much when they're pitting. Because
yeah.
It wasn't close enough for him to set up a pass. I don't think he had a big enough run for it.
Now, how will things shake up between these 2 on pit road?
Yeah. The 8 car's still on the track, though.
Oh, so the 8 assumes the lead. Nomad's going to probably take a lesson from the 2's book and run a little bit longer to see if he can leapfrog. No, they took a splash. They're out. 2 and the 12 are out of pit road now.
The 2 had a little bit of a better stop compared to the 12. He's going to get himself a little bit of a gap.
It'll be interesting to see what the 12 does now with no help and no draft. We'll be able to see just how good that 12 car is.
There's Portal Guy. We saw him on pit road. Here's the 23 McDonald's Toyota of Ultra Citron. Nomad. We got this train of cars right here. Ed, though, is currently scored in 4th place, tracking down Nomad, who's currently scored in 3rd. So it looks like Mark McTack is still the leader, even after the pit stop. So maybe Nomad already served his 2nd stop, I'm not sure. Ed's got a mirror full of Yokeman in this 50 car.
Oh, yeah, he does. But right now, that 8 car's got a mirror full of this 77 right now.
Yeah, these 2 are linking up, running down that number 8 Chevy. We'll confirm whether or not this 50 car is running 5th or not. I'm not 100% sure. He did get the free pass under the stage 1 break. And I think this is the last lap of stage number 2. Yokeman tags the wall a little bit down the back straightaway. We'll get
I don't think the 77 really needed him anymore. He's on the bumper of that 8.
And meanwhile, our top 2 cars cross the start-finish line to end stage number 2. Mark McTack gets his 10th stage win of the season.
Dude, that's just crazy.
Nomad's going to hold off Ed, though. For 3rd place, Ed's going to get 4th. We'll see if Yokeman got 5th. He did not. He is a lap down. And Keith in the 55 car is going to round out your top 5 in stage number 2.
Dude, Keith will be bouncing off the walls if he's able to finish inside the top 5.
Same with Ed, though. Ed has yet to score a top 5 finish either in this league. He scored a couple of 6th place finish. But right now
it's all about this pit strategy. What are we going to do? We know that the 12 and the 2 took splash and goes.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Yokeman's going to get the lucky dog again, so he'll be back on the lead lap. Portal Guy trapped a lap down. McCard 2 laps down. He'll take the wave around to get himself one of those laps back. And here we go, one final stage. The little bit of a rough restart, guys, a little bit out of line. But we're back to green. One final stage here at Kansas. Ed already going to the top lane. Not sure if I would do that, though, because these cars are not up to speed yet.
Yeah, meanwhile, you got the 2 and the 12. They're side by side. The 8 of Nomad goes with the 12. The 2 left by his lonesome on the bottom. Everybody already moved up to the high side. The 2, nowhere to go. They made contact out of 4.
He tried. He tried to get back in line. He saw that door was shutting. Now here comes Keith. Ed to the inside of the 55 car with the 2, who's going to slide his place in line. He's going to check up that line. Portal to the middle. He's a lap down, keep in mind. Fulton to the outside in the 62. He's trying to get back into the top 5.
Now they're 3 wide. The 23, 47, and the 77 down low.
Kari back to the lead with Nomad in second. Mark McAttack in third place. Keith up into fourth. P. Fulton rounding out your top 5. Ultra Citron trying to make something happen here. He is in sixth right now. Ed in seventh. Portal guy in line. He's a lap down in ninth.
Yeah, no, now you see everybody getting all single file after that really squirrely restart with Nomad now finding himself in that number 2 position, right on the bumper of that 12.
Things are going to start to intensify in this final stage. This is a longer stage, 49 laps to go as they cross the line that time. Who's going to blink first? Fulton to the outside of Keith for fourth. Citron in the wall.
That 23! Oh, he scrubbed that wall hard, but seems that there might not be too much damage on that 23. He should be good. Oh, the 8-car Nomad scuffs the wall going through turns 1 and 2.
He got really tight there. Mark McAttack trying to stay up to his bumper. Not allowing that 12 car to pull away. That 62 of P. Fulton. We've been wondering where this momentum has been after a tremendous week last week. Things started a little rough for him tonight, but he has found himself back in the top 5 here in the final stage in that 62 car.
Yeah, no, he's been
really...
really...
car on the wall! That's the 55 of Keith again.
No. Man, we gotta stop talking nice about guys because we were talking real sweet on that 55, and now he just can't seem to keep that car going straight.
That top 4.
Which means I was going to say something really nice about the 62, but now I don't know if I want to, but I was going to say that the 62 has been relatively keeping it clean, his nose clean at least, staying out of trouble.
Just pretend he's not even there, and then he'll make his way up.
But no, now you got this 12 car of Kari now breaking out again to about a car length over the 8-car Nomad.
Citron has no other choice but to work with Portal Guy to get himself back to that pack. Citron running in 5th right now. Portal's been mixing up with this pack. He's trying to get his lap back the hard way. In the likelihood that we won't get another caution, he'll be stuck a lap down in 9th place.
Ooh,
Fulton to the inside of Mark.
Yeah, he took a look to that inside, but that run you get through that high line is just too much to take a look. You got to have a run. You just can't peek to the inside and expect to get to. Oh, the 2-car into the wall going into turn 1.
I'm just getting word from the pits that the 3-car's engine has just blown and has forfeited the race.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That also goes back to that start of stage 1, dude. That damage was way worse than it looked to that car.
That 3-car had just about all it could take for tonight as they have packed it up for the night. McCard out of this race here at Kansas.
Yeah, and you hate to see it for a guy like that. He had such a good start. That 8-car into the wall. They keep it clean. The 62 takes evasive maneuvers just to be safe, but Everybody goes back straight. But yeah, going back to that 3 car, he had such a good run at the start of stage 1, and then just like a lot of cars have been doing today, just got squirrely through the corners, shot up into the wall, and that caused a whole bunch of problems that just led to engine failure.
Yeah, when Nomad hit that wall a lap prior, it kind of checked these guys up a little bit, but they have seemed to regroup and are already back to where they were. And that's to that bumper of that number 12 Menards Ford. As we ride on board with P. Fulton. Nomad's in the wall again!
Oh, the 12 car scraping the wall too! Everybody in the wall through turns 4.
At this point, who hasn't hit the wall tonight?
That is true. This is starting to turn into, you know, I feel left out, so I'm just going to do it anyway. And the 12 car can do whatever he wants because he's led this whole time with no challenge on the horizon by the looks of it.
Something went wrong with the 77 car. I'm not exactly sure, but his car dropped the pace about a lap ago. He is now out of the picture. He's got the car refired. Maybe a mechanical issue, electrical issue with that car caused it to stall out. Maybe he got into an incident earlier that I didn't see. We'll have to look back on his stream to see what happened to him. It was a little bizarre. Oh, I see. He got loose. He got on the seam into turn 1. The car looped around, dropped down to the apron off the exit of turn 2 and clipped the grass with the left side tire, which caused his car to spin back up the track facing the wrong way. So he spun out is what happened.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see that happen. Unfortunate for that 77. Going into this final stage with really relatively good starting position, tried to make that low line work, and it just didn't work out. And then he worked a little too hard, and it just didn't end out the way he wanted it to.
Assuming this thing stays green from now to the checkered, this race...
Oh, the 8 car gets a little squirrely up high. The 2 car to the inside fighting for second.
He's going to tuck back in line. Trying to stay patient.
Yeah, I looked at it from that roof cam. You could see the momentum they carry from that outside line coming out of either turns... coming out of turn 2, because that 8 car just had no problem just taking second back.
So back to what I was saying earlier, we had these 4 cars break away from the rest of the pack, and assuming we don't get a caution from now to the checker, this race is going to come down to these 4.
Yeah, the question is, between these 4, who's got something for that 12?
Oh, there's that question. Number 2. Yeah, that number 2 and 60, and I mean the 8 car 2. I mean, I think everybody's got a good shot here.
If I'm any of these guys, I'm thinking, how do I stop this 2 car? Because he's going to be the one to look out for. What kind of trick does he have up his sleeve? As these 3 cars are going to drop to the inside lane, looking like they're going to pit this time. Mark McIntyre. Nomad with a better entry. Got a little bit of a kiss for good luck from the bumper of Fulton. We'll see if that affects him or not. But Nomad's going to enter ahead of the 12. So if that stands, that'll be a good entry for the 8. We'll see if it makes a difference for him.
Yeah, meanwhile, you got the 2 decided to stay out, which is what he's been doing on almost every pit stop, or every pit cycle. And it's been working for him because he's on multiple occasions has come out gone in behind the 12 and come out 2 car lengths ahead of him. As now we see the 2 car go on to pit road.
Now, if I'm the cars in the front, I am trying to get out as much as I can, or even just get into the pit a little bit extra, because you know what the 2 car is able to do when he comes out of the pits. He'll probably get out in the front here.
These guys are coming out. Kari's gotten beat off pit road by both Nomad and Fulton. The 62 is going to cycle out ahead of the 12. But for how long? The 12 car urgent to get back around him, even on the apron. Merging back onto the racing surface.
Yeah, he was looking to his inside. He tried to just use a little bit of what that car has to get around him, but that 62 able to make it work, and he holds on to second. Now the 12 getting back in line, says, I'm not going to cause a caution. We're going to work together. We're going to get back to that 8 car.
If there's anything this 2 car has been good at all night long, it's beating these guys through the pit cycle. Even if it means pitting a lap later, he's been getting the best of these guys on pit entry and exit. It looks like we're sticking with the script, but for how
He's got
long?
the run coming out of 4.
He's not
He's
clear.
gonna pass.
8
He's
car's
got
gonna
down
keep
his
it at the
outside.
gas.
They're gonna go by him here on this turn.
Oh, the 8 car into the wall and into turn 1. Got probably a little bit of the jitters. It's going to give the lead back to the 2. Potentially no crossover on the inside of turn 2. Who's going to go with who? The 8 car slides it up into turn 3. Can he make it stick? He does. A 2 car shows patience and allows that 8 car to get in front of him.
What a pass by Nomad. He gave Mark hardly any room in that pass in turn 3. These guys have been setting up passes. They're taking it all the way down to the inside. Nomad did something different. He kept it in the middle groove and just let the car swing up and just hope for the best, and it worked for him. He is now in control of this race.
Yeah, no, that 8 car was definitely being aggressive, because you have to be aggressive. This 2 and the 12, if you can get in front of those, you have to take that chance. And he had the room to where it's like you're kind of leaving it in the 2 car's hands, whether or not he's going to hold his position, or if he's going to allow you up to get in front of him.
Right on board with our leader. Look behind him here. We got a battle for second taking place. Here comes P. Fulton.
Ooh, contact!
Hip check. And looking to get a little more.
Oh, boy.
And that does not work for him. He's going to drop to the back of the line.
Oh, and he better get back in line before he loses it.
He might have gave up a little too much, but I think he'll be all right. He's still within reaching distance of these guys.
Yeah, he's staying the draft. Oh, man, the 12 car gets into squirrely. They make contact through the front stretch. Move the 12 up to P2.
That was a power move by Kari.
And now the 2 car, realizing that the 62's back there, is going to try and take a look to the inside of the 12's. Not going to make it stick enough to get, or at least stay side by side. He's going to drop back to 3rd. Now the 62 car has caught back up to these 3.
I'll tell you what, man, I was kind of worried heading into this race that this thing was just going to be just cars right around the top, not doing a whole lot. But these guys are making it interesting for sure. And I'm really pleased to see that. And we still got plenty of racing left.
Yeah, and you got to make it interesting, too, especially if you're the 8 of the 62. Because, like we keep saying, though, that 12 and the 2 have owned the field. Like, you got to make it interesting. If you have an inch, you got to take it a mile when it comes to a track like this.
And I think right now things are starting to calm back down. Everyone's just going to kind of wait this out. We still got one more pit stop now. Now these guys are at the planning board for their last stop. What are they going to do? When do they pit? What tires are they going to take? How are they going to get the best of each other on this final stop? I'm worried about that 2 car if I'm those guys. He has been the guy every single week. Won 7 of 9 races that he has entered. He's got the best of these guys for the most part on the pit sequences. He might be able to do it again. He's kind of riding in line with these guys, saving a little bit of tires, saving a little bit of fuel, running 3rd in line. He might be in the perfect spot right now. While Nomad, who's leading this race, he's full throttle. He is burning through so much more gas than these guys are.
Yeah, no, that's the problem when you're doing drafting is you're leading, and that's awesome. You're like, yes, I'm out in front, But that also hurts you more than it helps you. Meanwhile, you got the 2 and the 12. They can ride 3/4 throttle, save all the tires and fuel they want.
Same with the 62, who might be saving more than the rest of these guys. He's holding on to that 4th spot at the tail of the line. No Man's car.
Yeah, but with
like
how
he
many
got a little
times he
tight
takes a
coming
shot
off
to the
for.
inside.
Ooh, the 62 got on the outside of Mark.
Now the chance for P. Fulton to shut the door on Mark McAtack for 3rd place. Outside, clear. Fulton back up into 3rd. He's going to leapfrog the 2 car.
That 62 car looks like it's seen better days. There is not an ounce of paint that isn't scuffed up on that car. So you can tell he's been working it.
And I bring up Mark McAtack again. He knows the situation. He saw that the 62 had a run. He let him have it. And now he is just...
especially when you got a car like that.
Just kind of waiting this thing out, riding along, saving some tires, saving some fuel. Oh, he's not going to do it like that. He's hitting the wall. Fulton hits it too.
Oh,
Curry
everybody
hits it.
hit the
They're
wall.
all hitting
the
it.
8 car and the 12 all hit the wall going through turn 4. The 12 car, though, has a little bit of speed. Try to find a line around the 8, but the 8 shuts the door through the tri-oval.
How many more times are we going to be saying that for the last, how many laps we got left? I don't know. We got
what? I think 23 laps left.
23 laps to go. These guys aren't done hitting the wall. I guarantee it.
Oh, absolutely not. Especially when you got cars who think they're faster trying to get around. Ooh, the 12 takes a little, shows his nose to the inside of the 8, but the 8 just drives it right down to just below, just above the grass. He's not giving that 12 any room below him to get around.
Meanwhile, behind these guys, Portal Guy and Ultra Citron working together, hoping something happens amongst that top 4. Citron, I think, has the final spot in the top 5. I think he might have closed in a little bit while these guys were hitting the wall, racing each other. These guys have been kind of staying calm, working together. And they're holding their own right now. Citron running in 5th. Fulton tags the wall again. He's going to drop to the inside. Mark was going down there thinking the 62 was going to stay up. A little miscommunication from those guys. Both cars going for the same spot.
Car 2 back up to P3.
Oh no,
But
Fulton.
look at all this gap between the 2 of them.
No, this might spell doom and gloom for that 62 if he falls out of the draft of these 4 or these 3.
Man, if I'm Kari in this situation, I am doing whatever I can to pass Nomad because I think the 12 car has it enough to drive away from for this race.
Yeah, and he's shown it all race too. Every time he's been out in front, nobody's had an answer for him. Even with 3 car lines, 4 car lines, nobody's had an answer for this 12 car.
Except for Mark.
Mark's been able to regroup. Oh, trouble for Fulton. He slowed down through 1 and 2. I wonder if he hit the seam and got loose. Now that really is the nail in the coffin for that 62 if that wall hit wasn't. Man, what a
And the
tough
12
break.
are showing pit. The 2 car might be staying out this time. And he does.
And the 62 comes in as well. If there was an opportunity to gain some time back, that was it. But now we see the 8 and the 12 pitting. This time by the 2 car going to stretch it out another lap. We've seen him do that all night. Be the last guy to pit and get the best of it. Will it happen again?
And this is where Mark's specialty comes into play here. He somehow finds a way to get in the front, even though he's not able to short pit.
Right now, I'm just getting my eyes on that 8 car. Who's going to pull out of their pit stop first? Here they come. The 8 car is out, and he just edges out the 12 car. He will stay in front of him. P. Fulton might have lost actually. No, I think the 62 stayed relatively the same, but now let's go to that 2 car and watch him come out, or at least I will. see if he can get in front of that 8 car when he comes back around.
All I know is if they're bunched up in 3 cars, this will not end up in a non-trading paint finish.
Oh, I think that 2 car might have just got him. He's already through turns 2. He's going to come out in front of the 8 car. Move the 2 car back ahead.
I don't see this race ending very clean. Like, just a little bit of a bump. I think somebody's going to do a slider job, and somebody's just going to get in the wall just a little bit.
That 2 car may have cleared the 8 car off pit road, but this is not an open shut case yet because the 8 car, his car is already back up to speed. He's closed back in on the 2. These guys got the draft. They're still in this thing.
Yeah, they definitely closed in fast, too. Like, I know the 2 cleared him, but it didn't take long for them to get right back to his bumper. So going that extra lap definitely helped.
That lap traffic, Yokeman's gonna get out of the way. Mark gets into the wall into turn 1. Hello. I think he was trying to set that car up for corner entry. Got a little too much out of it, but it's not really hurting him now. He's still got the lead.
Yeah, now if you're the 8 and that 12, now it's all about just getting back to him. Especially with the car as dominant as this too. You want to be on his bumper all the way till the end so you can start thinking about how you're going to set up to make that pass.
And that's Ed, though, in the distance. He's got 14 laps to go. So it'll be 13 for these guys, if I'm not mistaken. And then you got Kari in the 12 car. Riding in third, working with Nomad, trying to stay in line. Trying to plan his next move. The problem is, Kari... Like, if you're Kari, what do you plan? If you're that 3rd car in line, you try to make a pass, well, you're only getting around 1 guy. Like, passing 2nd place isn't really going to do you a whole lot of good, especially if he's hitting the wall like he did there.
Well, it's also about, whether or not you can even get back to the 2 car, which now the 8 car has gone up to that bumper of the 2 car. So now they've closed that gap. I mean, you could go with the 8 car to get around the 2. I mean, we've seen 3 wide through this whole thing, or through every restart. So,
that'll do it.
Oh, the 8 car into the wall!
Oh, no!
Nomad!
Here we go.
And that'll be game over for Nomad. Now it's up to Kari. What does this 12 car have?
And we've seen the 12 car, if he's just... I think he's got a faster car, but especially if he gets up on the bumper of Mark, we'll see what Kari's able to do.
Yeah, that's why you're seeing this too. He's now bobbing and weaving. He saw that the 12 car is behind him now, so he's like, all right, we're not keeping this straight. So he goes down low through the straightaways, back up, down low. He's trying to break any draft that 12 car can get.
Oh, yeah. Kari's there.
He's there.
Oh, yeah, he is right on his bumper. He's got all the draft as they go through the high side of turn 2. But the 2 car now has that 77. He could now try and cheat a little bit, if you will, and steal a little bit of draft off that 77 to try and keep that 12 at bay for a little bit. Oh, the 12 car, though, takes a look to the inside. Doesn't have the space, but he's letting him know he's there.
Kari's got to race a perfect race right here, man, because Mac has been in this situation before, and I can guarantee you Mac's not going to make a mistake here.
Ooh, the 12 car, though, went down and tried to steal a little bit of draft off that 77. I saw that on his camera. He was trying, and if that 77 car stayed low just a little bit longer, he probably would have been able to do something, as now he looks again to the inside, tries to squeak the nose underneath. He can't do it.
He looked, he peeked, but nobody's home. Come back later. That 12 car coming back in line in second. We'll see if he looks again. He's definitely going to be looking again. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, that 12 car has shown that he's putting the 2 car in notice, like, hey, I'm coming. You just better be ready to block because I'm trying every line to get by you. As here he goes again to the inside of the triangle. He's got the nose underneath. They're going to be drag racing into turn 1.
Can he stick it? Can he stick it inside draft?
6 to go.
Oh, he does. He's there. They're side by side down the backstretch. Contact as they go into turn 3, the 2 car. Just holding his line. Can the 12 car make that inside line work? It hasn't worked all night, but he's still there.
The 12 has the run. Oh, can the 2 clear him, but he doesn't.
He does. The 2 car holds off the shot. What a fight for the lead. If I'm the 2 car and that just happened, there's a drip of sweat going down my neck because that inside line hasn't worked at all night, and that 12 car just made it stick for about 3/4 of a lap.
Kari almost did the unthinkable at Kansas and make the inside lane work. He's gonna do it again.
And they're going into turn 1. They're side by side again. That 12 car wants that lead. He doesn't want to lose to the 2 car again. He wants to get ahead of him, but that 2 car has just the run. He wasn't able to make it stick like he did before. Maybe if I'm the 12 car, I'd probably just be like, all right, I took my shot. I'm going to get back in line here. Which he doesn't because I don't want to burn my stuff up before the end.
Oh, man.
But he's got a really good run. He's got the nose ahead of him going into turn 1. He jumps the corner, slide jump.
He's clear.
Here
Slide
comes
jump.
the 2 car to the inside. Contact, 12 in the wall. Oh, the 2 car gets back in front of him again. I thought he was going to do the slide job. He almost had it, but carried just too much speed going into turn 2.
Was that too much? He might be running out of time. No, he's back there now.
Man, that 12 car is good, though. Every time that 2 car thinks he's got to beat, he tries it again. The slide jump again. He has to hit the gate. He has to let off the 2 car back to his inside.
Now Kari has the preferred line over Mark. Can he hold him up from the top rope? Mark with the slide job. Oh, and he hits him.
Contact! The 2 car lets out.
The 12 car gets in the lead. What do we got? 2 laps to go?
I think this might be the white.
That 12
This might
car
be the white flag.
The 12 car did everything to get by that 2.
That could be the move that'll end Mark McAttack's winning streak here in the Pro-Am Series.
And if you're the 12, you've got to be like just breathing heavy because.
And there it is.
Oh yeah, the 12 car through.
What a finish.
Man, I can't wait to talk to him about that move because that was insane. Nobody was able to make that low line work. And we were talking through that whole race about how good that 12 car was, and he did. He made the inside line work, had the slide job twice for the lead. That second time just made it stick. The 2 car a little bit slow, getting back underneath him on the crossover, had to check up when the 12 car did, and that's all it took for that 12 car to take the win.
Kari has dethroned Mark McAttack to get his 2nd win of the season. Nomad will complete the podium places in 3rd. Fulton hangs on for 4th. And a tip of the cap, first top 5 of the season for Keith in that 55 car.
Yeah, and if you're Keith in that 55, this you gotta be giving yourself a pat on the back. Like you had some really good runs. You were in the top 3, mixing it up for a little bit, but just coming out of that race with the top 5, with how hard it was to pass, and where you were, and when it fell into the race, to come out with a top 5, definitely something to smile about.
Citron with the fastest lap at a 30.189. That's some really fast lap times these guys are running in the draft. Stay tuned for our post-race coverage as we'll get our top 3 finishers in for a little quick interview. And man, what a race that was. That was awesome. Glad to have you guys up here in the booth with me to call it. That was awesome.
That was a good one. And it was good too because you couldn't pass, but then you could mix in the pit strategy. Like the 2 car, that was his strong suit. He may not have had the passing speed that 12 car did, but man, he made that pit strategy work to perfection. Every time he went down pit road, he came out ahead of whoever he wanted.
Let's see if we have our guys in here. Nobody's joined yet. Let me see. See, that's the issue of having 2 separate booth chats. I lose track of which one we're in. Because for some reason we have 2 different chats, and I don't know why.
I just invited Nomad and... Oh.
We'll join
Okay,
Eds.
let's...
Yeah. And if you're not in that one, I'll send you an invite just in case.
Do I have a copy of anybody?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, we just need to get our winner in here.
We have Nomad into the booth. MFF Nomad finishing P3. He had a really good race, man. That's a good finish at Kansas, especially where it's so hard to pass. Walk me through your race, man. How'd it go? Just take stage by stage or something like that. Any adjustments?
Pretty much the only adjustment I made was 2 clicks on the wedge, basically dropping it down, get a little looser in the corner as in the draft. It tended to drift up in the center of the corner, which was a direct hit to the wall. There's no chance to get away from it. But other than that, name of the game was patience, patience, patience. You tried to make a dive bomb move to the inside, you'd have to hope and pray it sticks. Mark and Kari made it look pretty nice and pretty easy. Portal made it look pretty easy a couple times. Citron made it look pretty easy a couple times. But for everybody else, it was a game of just patience, and luckily paid off for me.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I could definitely tell that. A lot of patience works for you there, Nomad. I mean, like I said, you were having a fantastic race. Notice that you scraped the wall a few times. Is that, I don't know, maybe if that was a game thing on my view, maybe you didn't, but were you racing hard? I mean, well, it's a dumb question. Were you racing aggressive, or were you trying to be a little bit conservative, Again, just noticed the couple scrapes on the walls there. Walk me through that.
So notoriously, I run a little bit aggressive. Try not to beat on anybody too hard or any more than what they would me in a odd position. But running up against the wall, especially at Kansas, I know in the Gen 6 car you could run pretty close to it, and it felt like there was a little grip strip, almost like you would on iRacing. And it isn't quite the same with the Gen 7 car on Heat 5, but it does work just as well. There were a couple times I got super close to it. It looked like I might have scraped it. I know I didn't quite hit it that hard. That last time, though, I was watching Mark going into the corner. He twitched just a little bit, and I was paying too much attention to where he was at, and I turned just a little too late. That was a hard hit to the wall. That kind of, it settled me in for third, but I'll take a top 3 versus sitting outside the top 10 or wherever.
And one last question too. When you went into the pits and Mark had a great strategy going in later, and he was somehow able to get out in front of you guys, did you think about that? Like when you went to pit and you saw Mark stay out, did you just anticipate that he was going to flow in front of you? Did that affect the ending of your race?
The first time we pitted in the last stage, I thought he might be able to stay up front. I was kind of surprised he wasn't able to. The second time, I wasn't too surprised, but I tried a different line through 3 and 4 instead of running way up high where I wasn't up to full speed yet. Just ran down bottom to try to cut the time a little bit, but it didn't quite work out. Got right to his bumper, but didn't work out.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Nomad, on a P3 finish at Kansas. Such a tough track, man. It's almost impossible to pass. Like, you did a fantastic job, man. You improve every single week, and we see that. Go ahead, celebrate tonight, man. Saturday night, P3. Good job, brother. Thanks for putting on a good show tonight. We really appreciate it.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys very much. Go have a few brews and celebrate with MFF. Really appreciate all these guys working with me, and I love working with them and everybody else in the league.
Absolutely, man. And I got a confession to make, Nomad. You were my dark horse pick for tonight. I might have jinxed you.
Yeah, you might have to pick me for a dark horse again. It seemed to bring me a little bit better finish than normal.
There you go. It's a podium finish there. Bringing a strong result there. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, bud.
That is MFF Nomad. Now let's get to the man who we're used to interviewing in the winner's circle just about every single week. But for the first time in about a month at least, that coming up short, Mark McAtack will finish second for tonight. That'll end his winning streak of like 4 races, I think. So just walk me through your race, walk me through that last stretch, heading to the finish.
Yeah, it was a pretty uneventful race, at least until the end there. Was able to get in stage 1 and stage 2, kind of got on the end of strategy with the second stop in each stage. I took fuel only, and I was able to kind of jump everybody that took tires, and I was able to at least get stage 1 and stage 2, get the win there. And then stage 3, for some reason, and I noticed this, and it's something I'm going to have to work on as well, is my takeoff speed on the restarts. I had a really tough time getting going. It seemed like compared to them, and when I restarted on the inside, if I didn't get going and if I didn't clear Kari there, which I did a couple of times, I kind of just got hung on the bottom. So something I got to work on is takeoff speed for sure. But once we were able to get going, we were able to keep pace with Kari there. So the last stage there, I went with the strategy of staying on an extra lap compared to a lot of the other guys. And
seemed like it was working for you.
It was, and I kind of liked it because I could come on the pit road and not have to worry about anybody, around me. I could kind of just go in at how I know at my own pace, and it seemed to really work out. So unfortunately, just came up 1 spot short. I think Kari, he definitely had the best car. So I think the car that deserved to win won, and it was a great battle at the end there. Sliders galoreth, like Kansas always brings, and We just came up one spot short, but overall, still a good day.
Absolutely, it'll definitely add to your already increasing points lead heading into next week at Dover, which will be the regular season finale. Now, I haven't done the points yet, and it's not official, but you're very close to clinching the regular season championship here in the Pro-Am Series.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'd love to definitely clinch that next race if I can, and have some good playoff points heading into the playoffs, which can play pretty huge, especially if you have a so-so day or not a good day. So, I'd love to get that regular season championship and keep the momentum rolling come playoff time here.
Hey man, you're gonna have a bag full of playoff points to bring with you. Like 7 wins on the year, that's 5 playoff points each, plus you've scored your 10th stage win on the season, so that's another 10 points added there, plus the points you get for clinching the regular season, which unofficial yet, but it's looking pretty likely that you'll be able to do that. So yeah, it's gonna be huge heading into the playoffs in a couple weeks. So
yeah, for sure. And you don't want to have to lean on those insurance points, but hey, they're definitely nice to have in your back pocket in case again you don't have a good day. So should be a lot of fun though.
Absolutely. And another podium for Mark McTack, 2nd place for tonight. Win streak comes to an end, but still a strong result for him. And now let's get to our race winner. His 2nd win on the season, MFF Kari, in the booth tonight.
Happy birthday, Kari. Great win, buddy.
That's right. It's a birthday present for the birthday boy. We've had 2 birthdays this week. We had one on Thursday in the pro race, Black Cross. On his birthday, in the birthday race, had a lag issue that took him out of the race, finished last. On the other end of it, Kari with the birthday finishes first. Congratulations.
Thank you, Timmy.
So, how'd you do it? Walk me through your race. Do you feel like you had the best car in the field? What was going through your mind that last stage, that last stretch, heading to the finish, battling Mark?
Well, I want to thank MFF first before I say anything. They really helped me. Get in this position. And so, the last stage, I was just really I couldn't run 18 laps like I did the first stage, so I had to pit on lap 17 and hoping the drivers behind me didn't give me a black flag, which they didn't, so I'm happy about that. And I just had to work with Nomad and be patient, so me and Nomad can catch Mark. And something, I don't know, I wish Nomad would have never gotten to the wall, so he can be a part of the finish, because it was a good finish in my opinion, but he hit the wall and I capitalized on his mistakes, and so I had to go up there and race Mark. Couldn't let him pull too far away because he had the fresher tires and he was gonna leave me, so I had to get the draft and just race him clean as possible.
Absolutely. And Parley, do you got anything for our winner?
Yeah, I mean, Kari, I know you have a very fast car at Kansas. I will be honest, I was thinking Mac was going to win it because at this point, they're almost like the Chiefs. How can you bet against them? But I secretly knew that you were going to have something really good for him, and I'm not surprised at all. You did a fantastic job. And, I know you're so fast here, man. So, huge congratulations, Kari. No really questions because I know you did your race, and I know you worked on it, in preparation. So, congratulations, man. Happy birthday, too. Big birthday, man. So, that's huge, man. Good job.
Thank you, Parley.
Absolutely. And
here on out, guys, I want to say, since,
Alright, MFF Edtho in the booth. Take
kind of a sponsor for the Pro League. Anybody that wins on their birthday gets a $10 cash app. So
ooh.
get with me after the race and I'll give you a
Let's
$10
go.
cash app.
There you go, Kari.
That's what's up. Thank you,
Congrats,
Ed.
To add that
Ed,
to
my
your
birthday
bonus.
is next week, and the following week, and the week after that, and the week after that.
Oh yeah, I'm racing next week too.
Yeah, I will be 50 by the time this season's over.
Hell yeah, and what a way to go out. I mean, this is kind of how we started our pre-race show, talking about is there anyone that has anything for the man that has basically been living on the top step of the podium this last month, basically has his condo on there. He's sitting on a chair in the sun having a little bit of a drink, and now Kari decides to step in, say it's his turf now. He is now the one on the top step of the podium this week. And yeah, I think that'll be it for us tonight. I want to take this moment to thank everyone for watching again. If you enjoyed the race, like the stream. If you want to see more races like this, subscribe to the channel and click the bell if you want to make sure you get notified when we go live. And we go live on Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 Eastern. And tune in on Thursday for our Pro Series. We'll be taking on Kansas for their 11th race of the season. So thanks to you guys. Thanks to both Parley and Wallbridge who have been in the booth tonight, calling the action. It's been a lot of fun. And also want to thank our sponsors. And we got a lot of them to thank. Thank MFF Motorsports, Chris's Auto/Towing LLC, our newest addition to the Phantom family, J-Pace Racing, Everything NASCAR, Firelinks Racing Network, The Super Squad, Everything Stop Motion Network, FTR Racing League, North American Racing Series, and MinaPeach.com. Again, you can check those guys out on our website. You go to the banner on our YouTube page, you should see a link to our website where you can see everything from our sponsors to our most recent events to our schedule. If you want to check out our point standings, see where everyone is in the point standings, you can check them out as well as there, and all sorts of other stuff that's on there that you can check out. And also, we also have a Discord server, which is currently in the works right now, so be on the lookout for that. We'll be promoting that as soon as that's ready to go. Anyone else have any final words before we get going?
No, sir.
am good. I think it was fantastic.
All right.
Good racing, Mark. Good racing, Kari, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, man, good racing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Likewise.
Great racing it was, and again, we'll be back at Kansas on Thursday. Hopefully, Steve will be back with Wallbridge for the coverage of that race. Either that, or I'll have to step in emergency for him again. Who knows? It's always fun to have whoever in the booth for these races. So I'm gonna head on out. Again, take care, everybody. We're closing out.